Nah, I just want to smile. Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me episode. Ah ha ha! It's not an episode, is it? It's a mini cast because you already got your episode, you little fuckers. Ha ha ha! Here's something extra for you guys. As in typical form, we record on a Sunday night, so guaranteed that there's going to be some big news dropping the next day, and in this case, it was 2 days later. But whatever. 3 days. It's Wednesday. Doesn't matter what day, alright? I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the Scotsman himself, Ross Miller.
Hello.
Ross, what is cracking, player? How are you doing, sir?
I am absolutely fantastic. How are you?
Look, I'm glad we're doing this because I've had a load of... Where's Kev disappeared to? Kev can come back, he's alright. He ain't got to run back off. Everyone was wondering where you were. Everyone's been bitching at me. I've had the emails, I've had the Twitters, the Facebook messages, all of it. Oh, you broke up and all this crap. Ross,
No.
We haven't broke up, have we?
Not at all.
You're just a busy man working on the Reddit podcast at the moment.
Exactly correct. Yeah.
And how is it going?
Really well. Yeah, really well. Like, everything's solid about it. It charted. It's different to the usual stuff that I do, but I'm enjoying it. It's very much a community podcast for the Reddit community, and that's what it's aimed at. It's not just a general chit chat like you and I have. It is more of a community podcast. Everyone knew I was sort of quite involved in Reddit anyway, or certainly looking at Reddit, and it's great fun. But I won't lie, it is quite time consuming, and I apologise to the some of the most loyal fans I've ever seen of My Xbox and Me that I haven't been around as much. But Corey and I have never ever fallen out. I kept Corey in the loop of what I was doing exactly the whole way through, and we support each other like brothers, like we always will.
Of course. And also, alongside it, ain't just me and Ross, we've got another ugly mug in here. Francis, how you doing?
Yeah, really well, mate. Thanks. Really well.
Good. You're making your My Xbox and Me debut out here, so I'm expecting you to score a hat-trick at least.
Oh, really? Okay.
Alright, why are we here? The Xbox 360 has just been discontinued. What is it actually has happened?
End of its life cycle.
Its life cycle has come to an end. It is done. It is over. And the Xbox 360 was a key console in my life. There's been some consoles that mean a lot to me in my life. The Sega Mega Drive because of Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
The Nintendo GameCube because of games like Smash Bros and Double Dash. The PS2. But the 360 was the first console I ever went online with. That was the first console that, I don't know, I made friends, like actual Xbox Live friends, people that you then meet up with outside of Xbox, and people that just become big parts of your life. And the console was a big part of my life, so I thought, I've got to say something about it, I've got to pull some people in. And I thought we'd just share some memories about it. So I want to start at the beginning of its life cycle. Does anybody remember Ghost Recon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was the first game I ever played online. And for me, playing that game online, I think it was 16 players, if I remember rightly, running around the map communicating. I remember talking to adults for the first time because I was still a kid and being like, oh my God. And then there was this one guy in there. And he was just like, all right, flank left, flank right. Oh, we need a team down the center. And I was just like, oh my God, this is a whole new world. Like, seriously, this is something I've never experienced before in my life. Has anybody got any stories like that? Their first Xbox Live memory, have they got any of those?
Online?
If you've got one, doesn't matter, either way.
But at the beginning of my life cycle for 360, I was more of a solo gamer, but it was probably the first time I played FIFA online.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be my first online memory, and that was just because it's like, whoa, I don't need to have a friend round to play online FIFA.
Yeah.
And then I realised how much better some of these people were than me at FIFA, and I had to learn how to play again. Essentially,
well, you go from being the best in my case anyway, because when I was playing, it was the best on my estate, and people come around and I'm kicking their ass 6-0. So then you go online and some guy kicks your ass 6-0. You're like, what the hell's going on? It's a total different world. It was.
it was, and it raised your competitiveness. You know, it wasn't just about being the best in the house and everyone's like, I'm not going round his. He always beats me 6-0. You could go online, you could play against people to your heart's content, and it was great fun. It also made you rage quite a lot, you know, introduced that.
Oh, 100%.
But my first online memory would definitely probably be FIFA, and I still do it today.
Yeah, I still play FIFA as well. Francis, what about you? Can you remember your first online game?
Yeah.
Was it before?
Roughly
Was it before the 360? Some people play PS2.
No, me it was 360. It was 360 that really got me playing online, and it wasn't FIFA though. The first 3 games I bought were Force Unleashed, FIFA 09, and Rock Band. And Rock Band was the one I went online with because I played with people as well at my house, but sometimes you couldn't have people around for whatever. But it was a fancy half an hour Rock Band. And I thought Rock Band was the perfect because there's a little bit of competition, but because you're playing different instruments, it's all more about let's get through this song, let's do well. And then what I loved about Rock Band is like, oh, go on, just 5 minutes more, 2 hours later, you're still there playing songs. That was to me, and still my favorite online experience, Rock Band. The ultimate party game. Loved it. It was fantastic.
Yo, I remember playing Rock Band online once. And I got my ass kicked. I mean, there was like a battle mode you could do on the guitar.
Yes.
And it didn't scale to like, it wasn't like easy players play with easy, medium. No, it was like you pick your difficulty. And obviously, I used to be on the drums. I was good at the drums, but not the guitar. So I jumped on easy, and the guy just come on and just went down to, I think it's expert, like the highest level. Is that right?
Yes.
I think it's expert, and the guy destroyed me. Absolutely wrecked my fun. I was just like, wow, I ain't playing this game online ever again. Other stories. I remember playing Pro Evolution Soccer online, Pro 6, I think it was. And I remember my mum come in, and I had my 360 headset, which I'm sure we all remember, plugging it in, wrapping that around your mouth. And I remember my mum like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm playing online, I'm talking to this guy. And he's like, oh, where's he from? And I was like, what do you mean, where's he from? I was like, oh, yeah. And I remember you used to be able to look at the Gamertag used to come up, and you go into the gamer thing, and it showed you the flag of what country everyone was from.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I played against someone from a different country, and that was such a mind-blowing experience. Like, wow, I'm playing against a guy in America. I'm playing against a guy in Brazil. I'm playing against a guy in that was about it, Brazil, because the FIFA. But do you know what I mean? It was just like for that was just like a moment of like, wow, and it's got bigger and bigger. But the 360 had some important games, to me anyway. What was the important games to you guys, exclusive wise, if you can think of them mainly? First one pops out to my head, Gears of War.
Yeah, 100%. That Mad World trailer dropping made. It totally did kill it. Yeah, playing Halo online. It's got to be Gears for me.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it for me that it's got to be Gears. It's just so funny that today I'm playing the Gears 4 beta.
Yeah.
On the day that the Xbox ends, and Gears made me buy that console pretty much.
Yeah, it was so. Let's talk about Gears for a little while. The Gears of War franchise, to me, was so important. Like I said, I made a ton of friends off playing Gears. I used to be really good with the boom shot. And on that, what's the map called? You know the map with the clock? Is it the clock tower map?
Yeah, tower.
Where you got the stairs on one side and the boom shot underneath overall. I remember picking up the boom shot one time. Yeah, picked up the boom shot. I remember looking over at the stairs. I shot it. It hit the back of the wall and blew up 2 guys. And the guy on the mic was just like, "Oh yeah, go on, son." And I was just like, "Yeah."
Gears 3, wasn't it?
No, number 1.
The first one.
The first one. Yeah, on the first one. And I remember just like, wow, what a moment. And Gears of War 1 was a crazy, crazy game, a crazy, crazy experience. It was a beautiful game for its time. Like, probably one of the best graphically games of when it come out. I remember me and my friends, whoever had PS3, was just like, oh, what's the best looking game you got? What's the best looking game you got? And Gears of War was the showcase game for me.
Yeah.
I
totally agree. Francis, you weren't a massive Gears player, were you?
No. I mean, I must admit, shooters were never my thing. Actually, my most recent year's experience was playing a little bit of multiplayer beta when the Ultimate Edition was coming out. I did enjoy it. It was actually one of the few multiplayer games where, even though I wasn't great, I felt I can still hang in there and still get some kills without feeling as if I'm going out there and I'm getting shot in the head immediately. I quite liked that it seemed to be a bit, not fairer, but at least a bit more lenient towards players like me who barely pick up.
Learning curve. There's an easy learning curve.
Yes, it was. But the two games that for me really made my 360 experience was first Fable 2.
Great
Absolutely
game.
love that game. That game.
Great co-op game as well.
I know. Lionhead closing down. That's really sad to me. But Fable 2, I just loved that game. It's so British, so whimsical, and I love fantasy. So that game was for me. And the next one, it started out exclusive for quite a while. So I think it counts, was the Mass Effect trilogy, and particularly Mass Effect 2. That's my game of the generation. And that on 360, when I played that, it just blew me away. That is sci-fi I like, and shooter. It was a third-person sci-fi shooter, and Mass Effect, Fable 2. But Mass Effect, if I had to pick game of the generation, Mass Effect 2, and that obviously came out on 360 first. It took about a year before it came out on PS3. So for me, Mass Effect 2 down. And I'm so glad that series got made, because I absolutely love it. It's dear to my heart.
I was just going to say the fact that Francis, and I know how much he's into his Japanese culture and games, and he's a massive Nintendo man, and what I was thinking is where Sony brought the Japanese market in with the PlayStation, Japanese games, and we were used to that with the PS1 and PS2. The Xbox 360 allowed the Western developers to shine.
100%.
That's why and everything else came out. Games made for us Westerners, suited for our tastes, and it's something that we hadn't experienced before, really. And it did feel a lot more adult, a bit like when the PS1 was aimed at teenagers. The Xbox 360 felt as if it could be aimed at adults as well.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
that is a massive thing, and allow me as a man now in his early 20s. What are you laughing at?
I didn't know we were cracking jokes today, Russ. I thought we were talking about Xbox.
Allowed adults to play games. That way it allowed us to play games. And it set a lot of the way forward. It set the precedent. The bar was raised, and I think it's going to take many generations before we hit another console which has got the caliber of the 360.
Yeah,
something else I want to give the 360 credit for, and we'll keep on games, and then I'll transition off. Call of Duty 4. I was never that big into Call of Duty. I never really cared, and I still haven't since. But Call of Duty 4, for some reason, had me by my balls, and I was playing that game non-stop. Did anybody else, Ross, did you play Call of Duty 4 online?
No, not at all. I never played any of the Call of Duties online, because I still had Call of Duty associated with the early Call of Duties, where it was a single player type thing. Also, I was into my PC.
Get out of it with that Master Race shit.
Yeah, I was playing if I wanted to play a first-person shooter, I was playing
Counter-Strike. Yeah, I just remember playing Call of Duty 4 with my friends, and that was the only Call of Duty I've ever been good at, ever. And I say good at, I wasn't actually that good at it, I was just sort of casual at it. But that game, on 360 especially, because I know it come out on PS3 also, but when you wanted to play a shooter, you went to 360, and Xbox Live was so much better than PSN.
So robust, just so...
Back then, especially, like now, okay, it's a lot more equal. But back then, it was just like everyone was Xbox Live, Xbox Live, Xbox Live, and Call of Duty 4 was one of those games. Also, another game. I remember my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Peter. He bought me do you remember the Xbox 360 camera?
Yes.
And what came with that camera?
Oh, it was a board game, wasn't it? It was
Uno. Uno came with it.
Remember?
Look,
Oh,
look, let's get there. I'm gonna get there. Look, so I remember playing Uno. I met 3 important people playing Uno. I met a guy called Spoonie, a guy called Patriot, and a guy called Firefighter. And rest in peace, the Firefighter, he actually died. But Spoonie and Patriot are good friends of mine now on Xbox Live, which is crazy because that's where we met on camera, and we were just, and I remember that the first, and okay, this is, if you're a child, turn off now, because I remember playing Strip Uno at about 16 years old, maybe less than that, I'm not even going to lie to you, and I remember seeing my first pair of boobies over Xbox, and I was going crazy. Did any of you play Uno?
yeah, I played Uno,
No.
right? And this is the thing that I remember, right? Is I'm just sitting there, you know.
Playing
I'm
Uno.
a lot younger than you, Corey. So.
Yeah, I know.
No, but I'm sitting there playing Uno and having a casual conversation with people playing, and he just goes like, "Do you want to see my dick?"
Yeah. Yep, I remember that so much.
No, I really don't. I'm just going to get it out anyway. I'm not going to look at the TV screen then. But then I didn't want the game to finish, so I just turned away. Like, yeah.
Russ, the funny thing is, I remember these moments as well.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty normal for Uno. So
back then it kind of was. Now your account would have got banned in a matter of seconds.
For playing How to Draw a Stick Man and drawing something else.
Do you know what? But yeah, I remember so many important 360 memories. Anyone remember the chat adapter pad?
Yeah.
I had the accessories. I had those coming out my butt cheeks. Like seriously, I had the mic. I had the chat adapter. I had the camera. I ended up getting a 360 Connect, which I'm sure we'll get to.
I got that. Yeah.
We might as well talk about that then anyway. I remember being, most people can see, I'm a big dude. I've always been a big dude. I remember convincing, I don't know if it was Haley or my mum, one of them two, it might even been both of them, to buy me the Kinect and UFC trainer. I was like, I'm gonna do this every day. There's achievements here. I'm gonna play this thing. And the Kinect was dog shit, as we all know, unfortunately. But that I remember, I used to have to take it downstairs because I didn't have enough room in my bedroom to do it. And I remember working out like crazy. And then you figured out how you could cheat it and stuff like that. So obviously I did that because I wanted those achievements. Which, did anybody play the 360 Kinect? Did anybody enjoy it?
Yes, I had it. And I enjoyed it.
No, I didn't have it.
Kinect Sports, 10-pin bowling was superb. The 10-pin bowling in Kinect Sports was really, really good. There was a game in the base game that Kinect Adventures where a ball
Kinect Adventures, yeah, I had that as well, yeah.
Bounce it back. Forza Motorsport 4, you had to hold your arms out like this, for those in camera can see me, and that's how you steered.
Oh, Kinect.
And to brake, you just pulled your hands in.
Could you believe it didn't work very well?
But you know, like, I was like, oh my god, like, surgeons are going to use this soon for doing operations, and that's what they showed in the tech demo, by the way.
I was going to say,
I've never regretted my purchase of my original Kinect.
Oh man, I remember I ended up selling my Kinect to Haley's uncle for their son, and that was the best piece of money I ever made, because that Kinect literally sat there doing nothing. I bought UFC trainer, Kinect Adventures, and I think it was that Tiger game, because I know Haley wanted that, if I remember correctly.
Connectimals.
No, Haley's looking at me right now, shaking her head, saying that we didn't buy Connectimals, and she looks very disappointed. She's wiping a tear from her eye. I'm sorry.
Do you know who made that?
I'm sorry.
Do you know who made that?
Who?
Frontier Developments.
Oh, really?
Who made Elite.
Ah,
yeah.
David Braben. Yeah, like, just a random fact. But
fun facts with Russ.
Yeah, if you're ever interviewing, don't ask him when's Connectimals 2 coming out. But yeah, really don't. It's not good. But I loved my Kinect. You're talking about accessories. There was everything. Like the Kinect that launched is. You can see why they included it in the box for the Xbox One.
Yes, 100%. But we're not. I'm not going to go on a tangent on that because we have a whole podcast for that one.
Yeah. The rise and fall.
Yeah. other 360 memories. Like, I'm actually genuinely sad that it's gone. That it's.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, Francis? Does that make sense?
It is a bit of a shame because it's always nice when you see something from a company you like work, and it looked like for a little bit that Kinect for the Xbox One would take off.
It didn't
work and do a bit more, but it didn't. And obviously now they've totally abandoned it. I think it's a shame.
You just brought a brilliant memory into my head by saying things working. Now, the Xbox 360 launched. Does anybody remember getting the Xbox 360 at launch? Because I sure do, because I worked at my dad's game shop. And apparently this is a mini-cast. I don't think it's going to be very mini. I hope the guys ain't got nowhere to go, unfortunately, because I've got tons of stories. If you've got to go, let me know. I
10 minutes, go 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, I'm going, I know.
Yeah.
I remember buying my 360 Red Ring. Did anybody Xbox Red Ring?
Yeah, 2.
I bought Haley.
Mine hasn't.
Really? Have you still got your working one?
Yeah. Yeah, mine's still working. It's chugging along. It's chugging along, but it works. It works.
At the end of the 360 lifestyle lucky of mine, anyway, mine sounds like it takes off if you turn it on. You push it on and it goes, woo, and it sort of just quiets down midway through playing the game. But I remember buying Haley her 360 for her birthday, maybe the first year we met, and the first 3 that I bought her all red ringed.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and trust me, that was trying to explain it to her, like, what's wrong with it? And I was like, oh, this is that thing where it sort of died and it needs overheating. Did anybody wrap theirs in a towel like I did?
No, I always get told that didn't work.
It did work, but what it was the GPU got hot, so it would work for about 10 minutes, and then it would cool back down, and then it wouldn't work anymore. I tried everything. Honestly, I remember wrapping it in a towel, putting it upside down. I remember putting it diagonal, everything. Crazy. I tried some crazy stuff with the 360.
See, the thing is as well is like, it never actually bothered me. It was almost like this has a life cycle.
Yeah, I don't know. The 360, man. It was a phenomenal console. I don't know. I guess I can let you go. Let's just, I don't know, last memories of it. What is there anything on the 360 today that you wish was on the Xbox One?
Oh, yeah. Flipping usability, just usability, simpleness, being able to turn on the console, looking at it going, okay, I know where everything is. This is where that is. This is where that is. This is where I put the game and it starts. I don't understand how the Xbox One launched at a stage that I think was worse than the 360's final update. I think the PS4 does the same. I do like the Xbox One, but I think they didn't look at the 360 enough as a template.
Yeah, it should have been a transition over more.
Exactly, yeah.
We have
everything, just...
Yeah, we have this thing that works and everyone loves. Yeah. Let's do that, but make it look new and stylish and make it black.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, you change.
Black, there you go.
You change the specs, obviously, because it's a new gen console. But you just look at the 360 and go, right, let's do what we did there, but better, essentially.
Fair enough. Russ, anything? Oh, a game. We'll do games afterwards. Let's just go features first, and then we'll do games, and we'll get out of it.
Right. So a feature that I think they should have brought forward. Alerts. Ross is online and wants to play Gears of War.
Okay. Yeah.
Something really, really simple, but I remember I used to go, I quite fancy a round of Horde. I'll stick on an alert. It would pop up within 5 minutes. My team was full.
Yeah, because you're so popular, Ross. You know, you've got so many friends. unlike people like me and Francis, we're out here just like, oh, we just want to chill on our own. Ross is like, I need more friends to play Gears of War with me. Come on.
Yeah.
There used to be a feature that you could set up with and it doesn't do this before someone tries to say it does. You used to be able to map your controller out and set it so it was always inverted, which isn't a problem for me personally. I don't play inverted, but I know that's a feature that annoys people still to this day, that it's not always inverted. Like, you used to be able to do it for racing games, shooting games, and set up how you wanted it. And that's just a simple feature that should have been there. It's just something simple, should have been there from the start. let's go games. One 360 game you would love to see on. Even I know we got backwards compatibility, so let's go HD it maybe. I'll go first, and I'll go with Fable 2. Actually, I forgot how much I love Fable 2. It was such a phenomenal game. It really was. I remember playing it with Haley. Yeah. I played it with a couple of friends online. I remember having sex for the first time in that game, and just being like, "Oh my god, sex now!"
Whoa! Oh, in the game.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
Not me having sex.
You said to the game like it was on the background while you were doing it.
Okay, Francis. What game would you like to see?
I'd have to go the same. I'd have to go Fable 2. I know that's boring, but
that's fine.
But I think that that's they've remastered Fable 1. Fable 3 was fun, but obviously it was disappointing. It looks like Fable is ending, which breaks my heart. So if they could go right, okay, let's give you Fable 2 Xbox One fully redone. So down with it. I'd love that to happen. Yeah. That would probably be mine.
Ross?
UFC Undisputed 3.
Ah, you're still going with this shit.
It's the right answer.
No, give me an exclusive. I'm not even letting you get away with that.
An exclusive?
Yes, an exclusive. I could... man, I remember playing Resident Evil 5, which was awful. Joe, that's what hurts me the most. They didn't even bring a decent Resident Evil game out on the 360. There was none. Mm-hmm. No decent... Come on, Russ. You got to give me something. You got to have one exclusive. Viva Pinata. Where's my Viva Pinata, bitches?
I've never played it.
Ah, you're missing out.
Banjo Tooie.
That's fair. Okay.
That's fair.
Dark.
Yeah.
That's already.
If you checked out the newest episode of My Xbox and Me, we talk about Perfect Dark just a little bit. Sneak peek. I talked to one of the developers, Nick Macon. Shout out to you, Nick. Love you.
One of the real developers?
Yes, X-Rare. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I will be sure to check that out, Corey.
Alright, let's plug and get ourselves out of here. Francis, what are you working on? You with Out of Lives still?
Yeah, Out of Lives. I've also started Out of Rupees, which is a Nintendo pod. First episode will be out. It's been recorded, but it will be out very soon. And that will be a monthly thing.
Oh, damn.
So, look forward to that.
And I've done nothing. It's amazing. They just got away and done it themselves.
Ross is not having to schedule. Right, this is how it's gonna work, and here's your logo. And
yeah, Ross has been great on that part. Ross has been great on that.
I've not went to them. They've came to me, so it's fine.
Ross, what you got to plug?
Outwise has got a new website, first week in May, fully functioning games website and podcast.
Everybody's moving sideways out here, man. Everyone's doing things. Well, I'm just out here looking like a pleb. But anyway, check out My Xbox and Me episode 30. No, it's not 30. I said that last week. 24, which will be live on Friday for non-patrons. It is ready to go for Patreon supporters. Like I say, you've got 2 interviews there. You've got an interview with Nick Macon from Making Games, ex-Rare developer, and you have an interview with Jay from Drop Dead Interactive, who just released Gear Gauntlet. Also, you have myself and Joseph on. Joseph's just found like you guys helped me out with the hosting role, so thank you to you, sir. And that was our memories. I'm actually, like I said, I'm generally upset about the 360 going, but Xbox One is here. Xbox One's doing fine, and onwards and upwards. Thank you, boys, for your time. And
thank you.
I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.
Fuck you, Ross. I get the last word, bitch.
No, you don't.